Hello, this is David White with the Sportsman's Emporium. I'm going to talk a little bit today about knot tying for fly fishing in particular. We all know if you fly fish that leaders come in a particular length. The most common is a 9-foot leader, and that's usually pretty good to start when you're fly fishing. However, as you tie on different flies, you start to lose some of the tippet or your leader, and it'll get cut down and go all the way down to 5 feet sometimes. But what you want to do to avoid that is you re-lengthen your leader as you fish, and you do that with what's called tippet. And I think one of the biggest things as a new fly fisherman is learning some of those basic knots and how to deal with it on the stream. When I'm fishing myself, I try to keep a pretty long leader most of the time. If I start out with a 9-foot leader, after a few flies, when it starts to get low, like down around 8 feet, I will extend it. And sometimes I even add an extension on it straight out of the package and make it a little bit longer. But basically what I'm going to demonstrate is a really easy knot that you can use to lengthen your leader with tippet. And I'm going to use 2 different colors of backing to do this example. And basically what you do, let's just say this is your leader, the yellow, and this will attach to your fly line, and this will have your fly on it. Well, let's just, for instance, you have changed flies 3 or 4 different times and your leader's starting to get a little bit short, so you need to add another piece of tippet on to re-lengthen your leader to keep your sweet spot there. Well, what you do, the easiest knot, there's a popular knot called a blood knot, and it's a pretty difficult knot to tie. It's really good, but the problem with that knot is that if your strings are not a very similar diameter, that knot has a tendency to slip. It's also difficult to tie. But if you use this double surgeon's knot, it's really not a big deal. It's a very easy knot to tie. You can use different sizes of tippet and leader, and it won't slip out once you tie it, and it's also easy. And once you get the hang of this knot, you can start to tie it pretty quick. So basically what you're going to do is I'm going to start with my leader, and I'm going to take my tippet and I'm going to overlap this on the leader. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to make a loop just like we're going to make a half hitch knot, because basically this is a double half hitch. So this is my tag end of the tippet, and this is the tag end of the leader, which is the end part. What I'm going to do is make the loop and then fish both of these tag ends through that loop and make sure to pull them both all the way through like that. So now I have basically a half hitch knot, and at the same time I'm holding the other tag end of the tippet in my hand. So basically what you do is you pull them through the loop a second time and pull it all the way through and make sure you get both tag ends through, and then you grab all of your tag ends and everything at the same time, pull them tight, and you have your knot. And that's a very good knot. It won't slip. You can use different diameters and it still won't slip, and it's very easy to tie. And there's not a lot of friction with that knot, so it's a strong knot. And then basically on the stream you would use your nippers, but basically you just trim the excess, and you have a very good looking knot that you can extend your leader with and continue fishing and do a good job. So there you go.